Hi everybody, happy August. It is day 74 of my carnivore journey, August 3rd, and this is my third video update. Since it's the beginning of the month, I did adjust some of my commitments. I have carnivore, eating only animal products, not drinking, and then being in my Bible for at least 5 minutes a day are my goals that I'm continuing from June. And then I've added onto that daily movement and also tracking my macros. I've never been good at tracking what I'm eating, and really want to check and make sure that I'm getting enough to eat and that I'm catching any of those sneaky carbs that are coming in there. I'm using Carb Manager, which is convenient, but it also tells me that there's a carb in each of my eggs, which makes it frustrating because if your goal is 0 and you're eating a bunch of eggs every day, then you're over your carb limit. So that's a little bit frustrating, whatever. I ended up grabbing a Breve at the coffee shop on my way back from the doctor today and drank it and entered it and forgot that there's a bunch of carbs in half and half, so I won't be doing that one again. I'll be just making coffee at home if I need it. I haven't been drinking a whole lot of coffee. I just haven't found that it's been necessary for my days, which is fine. Update on my weight. I'm down about a half a pound this week. Nothing monumental, but it's not on the other end and it's not nothing. But my inches are going away. I've got 3 inches off my waist so far since June 1st, about 5 inches off my spare tire area and some inches off my hip. So things are moving, still slow. I talked last week about struggling with the timing of my progress and it being slow. Still there, but trying to just endure through that and work through it. I was listening to Amanda at Carnivore Me this week, and she was sharing her struggles with the same thing. And she brought up a question that was pretty much, who are you racing against? And that really impacted me, just this idea of having these expectations that I should be doing something else instead of just what I'm doing. To answer that, it's me. I'm racing against myself. My expectations and my idea that this isn't the way that I should be going in this journey, but it is the way I am going. So what am I going to do about that? So I guess I'm being impatient with myself and need to knock it off. The fact is, I'm still here. I still have another day to be better. I have a day to improve myself. I can do that every day. I can choose to do that until God takes me home. So that's enough. That needs to be enough for me, is to be here, be doing what I feel I need to be doing, and being all right with the progress going the way that it is. That's it. But one of the keys to the coaching group that I caught the first week I was involved is this idea that this time is different. Like even if you've tried a whole bunch of other times to do this, it's different this time. I'm in a different spot. I'm not the same person I was last time I tried it. My knowledge base is different. My commitment level is different. My support group is different. And that's kind of a monumental idea, that to not give up. Since all those other things are different, then my results are going to be different. So I have to be okay with that. And I may take 1,000 times trying something before I figure it out, but at least I'm not a quitter. I'm still here. I'm here for the long haul, and I know that this is what is right and beneficial to me. So that's that. Successes this week. I celebrated my son's marriage over the weekend, and that was lots of fun. He asked me to make him a cake, so I don't know that I've had to bake something the traditional way since I've done carnivore, but I did that, and aside from needing to do quality control on that ganache and make sure that it was up to par, I resisted having any bites of the actual cake, and I resisted all of the other sweets that were offered for that, so yay. What else? I've been paddleboarding a couple more times. I'm really enjoying that. I've got a little route that I run with kind of a routine that I'm going on. So I'm making sure that I'm still getting exercise. It's not just sitting and floating, which is also lovely. So I'm really trying to work on my form as I'm going, and engaging my core as I'm working through that, to try to get the beneficial parts of it, in addition to the fun and the relaxation that just being out on the water is. So that's awesome. Struggles. I did choose to have some alcohol at the party, and that little bit turned into too much. I had been 53 days without any drinking, and this was just a reminder that I don't need to be doing that anymore. I felt like physically horrible the next day, and emotionally like a moron. So I just don't need to be doing it that way. It's not where I want to be. It's not what I want to be doing or spending my time on. So I'm just need to cut that out. And how long that needs to be, I don't know. If it needs to be for the rest of time, then we'll get there. But it needs to at least be for now. So a little hard lesson to learn on that, but I will take the learning and go from there. Speaking of learning, I've listened to a whole bunch of things lately. Dr. Chaffee's amazing. If you haven't looked at Dr. Anthony Chaffee, he's got a plethora of videos on YouTube. Check him out. And he did some talking on one of the videos about the change in the focus on what people were eating, and how it seemed to coincide with this rise in eating disorders. And what he made a comment about was that they started focusing on, like, fiber is what you need to stay healthy and be regular and be full, like to fill your tummy so that you didn't eat as much. And so then these people started eating fiber, which would fill their tummies, but offers next to no nutrition. And so then they were getting to this point where they were eating these things that wasn't nourishing their body. And then at a certain point, your body's going to take over because it needs nutrition. It needs to be fed and not just filled with something. He equated it to eating styrofoam. It would fill your tummy, but it's not giving you anything that's fueling your body. And then, like, that leading to this point of their innate drive to survival would override whatever willpower they thought they could use to not eat so much or so often or certain things, because their body just needed something to fuel it. It just needed nutrition. And so your survival mechanism is going to override this willpower that you're trying to have to say no to food. If you're only eating stuff that's not nutritious to your body, it's going to need those things, and it's going to say, if I don't get these things, then I'm going to die, and so I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that nutrition that it's hungry for. So they were, like, filling their tummies, but they're actually starving. And that survival mechanism overrides any of that willpower. So then his point was that then it leads to you going to, like, your body needs something, so it's going to go and feed itself with whatever there is around, and if that can lead to binging or eating things you're not supposed to, and then the guilt that comes with that, like, I don't have enough of willpower, I'm not doing good enough, and just this cycle of trying to deny the nutrition your body needs, thinking that eating less is the right way to be healthy, and it's just not. And I didn't thankfully struggle with that type of issues with food, but definitely understand this idea that what they've been telling you about how to feed your body is inaccurate. And so I always got the impression that the reason that I was overweight is because I'm a sloth and I'm a glutton. Like, it's only because I'm not willing to eat less and move more. And when I got to this knowledge and heard somebody kind of articulate that in a way that I understood, that this, as Jason Fung calls it the crap, calorie restriction as primary way of eating is the key to losing weight. When I understand that that crap is not the way to get to the results that you are looking for, that it's deeper than that and it's different than that, and it's not some personal flaw on my end why I can't get there. It was pretty monumental in my journey. I remember bursting into tears, honestly, as I just realized that resonated with my story and how I've felt about this, and this idea that, like, removing this idea that it's somehow only my fault. It's my lack of strength or my lack of willpower to be there, and that's why I'm fat. And hearing and seeing and understanding that it's bigger than that it's hormones and it's insulin and adrenaline and your thyroid and all these other pieces that have to fit together. It's not only calories in, calories out that will get to you to where you need to be. And so finally understanding that, and then seeing results when I actually addressed those things of what I was eating, not just how much I was eating or how much I was moving. That really instilled a lot of hope for me as I've gone through the path that I'm still on. I'm certainly not where I want to be in relation to my body composition, but like getting to that place of just hopelessness was really hard. And I haven't gone there yet on my videos, but basically I came to keto after trying what they always told me to, because I did the working out 2 to 3 times a week and the eating right, and had like almost no results as far as like losing weight, which was my goal, right? My goal is to be healthy, which means to me that I'm going to be less fat. And doing that, like, consistent exercise and eating better as far as cutting out junk food and things like that, and still having very little results, was really hard. And so desperation is kind of what led me to this ketogenic way of eating. And I did see some results with that. It was just really hard for me to stick to it. And this idea that I'm not a moderator and that it's better for me and easier for me to just say no to something has been beneficial. And I'm still working on taking that information and applying it to other areas that I'm struggling with. But as I'm reflecting on that with my food, I realized that that's how I got over smoking too, because I tried for years and years to cut back and smoke less, and gradually reduce it every day, and then soon you'll be down to none, and then it's fine. And that's just not how I work. I'm all or nothing. I'm not a halfway. So if I apply that to other areas where I'm struggling, I think I'll have better success in getting over those things. And that includes this idea of drinking, where I need to take that same I'm not a good moderator and apply it to my alcohol consumption. And like I said, maybe that means I'm not going to drink for the rest of time, but at least not for now. That's where I need to be, and I'm okay with that. But anyway, getting to that all or nothing thing relating to my food choices has been helpful, because then it's not like, well, I can have a little now and a little now and a little now, and then every day I'm having a little of something I shouldn't be eating. It's just, that's not on the table at this point. And that's helpful for me. But to come back to where I was, the issue about your diet is it's not eating too much and moving too little. It's eating things that make you feel undernourished and unwell. So your body's like, I don't want to expend any more energy, or I'm going to store everything that comes in because I'm dying. Like, I'm not getting the nutrition that I need, and so I need to store all of the things that I am getting in this form of extra fuel. And so I have noticed, I've, like said, it's been 2 months that I've been on this zero carb carnivore way of eating, and having proper and adequate nutrition. I feel better. I feel more energetic. I feel like I want to get up in the morning and do things. And so then the movement part of things has been easier for me to do, because I feel well and I feel like I've got that energy and my body's ready to go, like, oh yes, we can go do these other things that are good for us and that are enjoyable, that prior to that I didn't think I have the extra energy to do because my body was not well. And now as it's healing, it's pretty great to feel those changes and to be waking up in the morning ready to get up instead of it taking me an hour and a very large cup of coffee to get ready to go on with my day. So things are going to be different when you and I choose to do things differently. The results are going to come out differently. I think that's all for my updates and my things that I've been thinking about the last few days. I'll be out of town next week, so I'll post my next update on Friday or Saturday. I'm going to Reno with my in-laws, so wish me luck. Maybe I'll come home with a little more money. We'll see. If not, it's always good time with my in-laws. I do have some recipe videos that I'm working on and thinking about doing, including trying my hand at Chris Cooking Nashville's technique for carnivore mashed potatoes, which I'm super excited to try and I've heard great things about. I'll post his link in the description if you want to check that out and maybe try that before I get around to doing it. He's got some awesome videos that I'm looking forward to working my way through. I'll also add the link to Amanda's Carnivorous Me channel. She has an amazing and inspirational story, so I encourage you to go check her out. And reply below if you have any comments or questions, or if there are particular carnivore or even keto recipes that you are interested in seeing me try. And like and subscribe. Hit that bell button if you'd like to be notified when I do load up the next videos. And I hope you all have a great week. Thank you and God bless.